already.
Boom! Welcome to Thunder Nerds. I'm Brian Hinton.
And Janelle Zaro.
And I'm Frederick Philip Von Weiss, and thank you for consuming the Thunder Nerds, a conversation with the people behind the technology
that love what they do.
Wear hats.
And do tech.
Good. Pow!
I
love this hat. We're with Michele Cynowicz.
Oh, you're so close.
I said it right, Cynowicz.
Cynowicz, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I was looking at the hat and I got confused. Yeah. I love this hat.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you tell us about it?
I bought it at the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's part of a full costume.
Where's the costume?
Oh yeah, I want to see the rest of the costume.
Well,
Doesn't everybody out there want to see the full costume?
Yeah,
I'm sure she has pictures somewhere.
Somewhere I have
We
pictures.
can do a 5-minute wardrobe change and be right back.
It's on the internet.
The real problem with the costume is it has a lot of metal on it, and getting through the security.
Oh my God! Yes,
like,
5-minute wardrobe change.
They would not let me in here with a sword. I'm sure of it.
That'd be hilarious, though.
Michele, for our audience, do you mind telling everybody a little bit about you and what you do?
Sure. I am a front-end engineer with Vox Media. I work on a video CMS application for internal digital producers who work for the Vox Media journalism websites and outlets, such as Vox.com, Recode.net, Verge.com, Polygon.com, what am I drawing a blank? Eater.com, Curve.com, the McElroy family.
I didn't realize Eater was under that too. Wow,
There's a lot, and they're growing because we are currently offering our platform for publishers now as a software as service.
Nice.
That's so cool.
We are bringing on more and more journalism outlets.
That's probably
onto
both
our product.
It's probably both rewarding and stressful because you're like, oh, finally people are going to really recognize this outside. Oh wait, they're going to use it and bug.
Yeah. I mean, the bugs definitely take on a new form when you have so many more users. But we've served our internal companies for so long, and there's what, 15 brands that we've served already at this point. So it just feels like kind of a natural way to grow, to continue adding brands to what we do.
Yeah.
And it's a good growth because a lot of these other journalistic outlets have needs that our internal users haven't needed before. So we get to build in new features and new services as we grow. So it's pretty cool. One of the challenges is journalistic outlets now who want to jump onto our platform, but they have print media to serve. So far, as Vox.com, we've as Vox Media serving our .com companies, our .com brands, we've only served digital only publishers who only do digital platforms, web and native apps and television. So print is old field, but new field for us. So we have to tackle how that transfers between, being a digital product and then being a print product.
Well, that's a really cool challenge.
Yeah.
New way to think of things, even if it's an old way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Old is new, which is old, which is also new.
Which is new.
It's old.
Right?
So what are you doing at the conference?
So we use Vue.js in our applications at Vox, and I actually went to VueConf last year in New Orleans, and I had a blast. The guys who put this conference together, Pratik and Vince, do a fantastic job of conference organizing and having. I've been to several now, so.
Oh wow!
And I was lucky enough that they were having it right here in Tampa, where I could drive every day. Didn't need a hotel. Didn't need to fly anywhere. So because I'm local, so lucky me. I'm here again, and I'm also part of the Vue Vixens. And I helped to mentor the Vue Vixens workshop on our workshop day. And
so you did the workshop here for Vue Vixens?
Yes.
So what was your workshop about?
Yeah.
So the Vue Vixens workshop is it's kind of a prefabricated 6-module full-day workshop program. It reads like a tutorial. So it's open source, so anyone can go to VueVixens.org and go check it out. There's a link to the GitHub repos and all of the instructions. And basically, we offer a space for women who want to learn Vue.js or who want to break into tech to come and join us. And the women who come, they go through that same tutorial. So it's this tutorial that everybody would go through if they, if they just went online and did it by themselves.
Mhm.
But we offer them the space and the mentors, like such as myself, to sit with them and explain things that they don't understand, help them get through the tricky spots, make a mistake, how to debug, all that stuff. And it's also a networking opportunity for women who want to break into the field, and we can share resources and network and help them out. So it's all about making this space accessible to women who might not otherwise have the resources or the safe space of like a meetup that's all women.
That's great. Yeah.
What's it like to be able to teach women and be part of a workshop or a program that is teaching just women, as opposed to maybe like a program that's like, oh, if you're a beginner, just come in regardless. What are the awesome parts and what are the challenges?
Well, I guess the challenges are for the student, really, and that is like being comfortable in being in a vulnerable space where it can say, like, as a woman, like I can say, like, I just don't get this, I don't know, I don't understand. And as a programmer myself, or a software engineer myself, I've had that scenario where like it's intimidating to walk into a room and say to somebody, like, I really need help, I don't get this. And I have had the unfortunate experience of gender bias, where someone treated me like I was an idiot because I didn't know, right? Not because it's not okay to know, but because I was a woman who didn't know. So as a woman, we feel that anxiety, especially if we've had the experience before. So it makes it harder to approach, especially as a new technology, as Vue.js is still a new technology for many people. And so we want the Vue.js community to grow. We want more people to be involved, and we certainly want to raise it up as a welcoming, diverse community. So we want to invite women in, and at these workshops, this is the second time that I've taught the workshop. I taught the workshop at Connect Tech in Atlanta in October. Also a conference run by Boutique Bits, which was also an awesome time. But what happens is we get people who aren't really interested in. They're interested in Vue.js because they've heard of it, but they don't work with it.
Ah, I see.
Right, and in some cases, they're just starting out. They don't really know what to look at and what to study or which tutorial to go to. And meetups can be intimidating. I know there are some amazing meetups, Vue.js meetups and developer meetups all over the state and the country. But they can be hard for women to approach, especially if the concept is that someone might be the only woman in the room. Mm-hmm. So we want to welcome them to that space, and we offer scholarships to bring people in who maybe some of these women haven't even been to a conference before, a tech conference before, so they get to have their first experience with us.
That's great. How do people go about applying for a scholarship?
So when there is a scholarship available, it's usually posted on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
We announce it within the Vue Vixens, but we're looking to reach out to more people. So we rely on the social networks of the tech community to kind of spread the word.
Didn't the conference actually do that as well? They were offering tickets to local women and.
Well, I think it was a joint. I know for the Vue Vixens, it's a joint effort, right? So the conference offers the Vue Vixens to give away scholarships for women who join the Vue Vixens. But those women also come to our workshop, so we get to meet them, get to know them, get to mentor them, and they get to go through and build an app. And our workshop is really solid. You start out basically with a code sandbox, and you just learn to do the installations, and you build an app, a web app, and then you use native script and you port it over to a native phone app. So we teach some of the things that we are able to teach in person. We don't really have an outlet for, an explainer for in the tutorial. Debugging is a big one.
Yeah.
Debugging is
It's a lot.
I mean, the Vue dev tools are incredible, right? And but being someone who's experienced using dev tools in general, you know, for me, it's like, oh, just open this up and click here, and I know what I'm looking at, and I go to this tab, and that's the header response, and you know, and like I know that because I've been doing this for a long time. But someone who's just coming into Vue.js or someone who's just coming into JavaScript might not know that and might not feel comfortable saying, I don't know what to do, I don't know what I'm doing, I really need help. So we try to make it a you know, an environment where people are approachable, and you know, wearing a goofy hat helps a lot with making people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've actually talked to people I've had no experience with coding at all, and they hear debug and they're like, bug? What do you mean debug?
There's bugs.
Because they have no idea that, like, we think it's just this common term, but if you're new to the field, it's like, bug. There are bugs in code? What's a bug? Makes no sense. It's interesting.
How do I create a bug?
The disconnect too. I've always found that interesting between like people who are outside of the industry and then entering it, and how they have to learn all this terminology.
Yeah, you can tell what sometimes you can tell what somebody's comfortable with by the terminology that they use.
Yeah,
I've seen conversations where people are like, this is a glitch, and I'm like, no, that's a bug.
Well, how do you perchance run the Vue Vixens organization here in Tampa?
I do not run. So Vue Vixens has several chapters. I don't run a chapter for Vue Vixens here in Tampa. I am part of the organizing crew behind a new group called the Tampa Bay Women's Tech Network.
Ooh.
A very wordy, lengthy thing there that doesn't have a really cool acronym like some of the other ones. But a lot of
coming up with one.
It's a tough one. It's tough. But I was part of the Girl Develop It chapter here in Tampa Bay, and there were some political issues with Girl Develop It on a national scale, and we decided to, as a small community here, not be part of that anymore. But we wanted to keep our group going. We wanted to continue to have networking events and be supportive, and we were trying to find a niche, a way to continue on, and what to call ourselves and how to function and how to grow. And we discovered in trying to name ourselves that there were so many women's tech groups that we had never even heard of that happened to also be right here in Florida, right here in Tampa Bay. And it was like, well, do we need to create a new org if all of these other ones exist? And if all of these other ones exist, why don't we know about them? Because we've already been this group. So we decided that we're going to try to focus on bringing all of those different groups of women together and be a tech network.
Love that.
Awesome.
And that we're still figuring some of those logistics out and how that might work. But like partnering with the Suncoast Developers Guild, Women Who Code, you know, reaching out to the Orlando side of our area. So we're still working on that. But I promised already that we will run a Vue Vixens workshop again sometime after the spring locally, and I will take charge of that. And we may try, there's a format for this. The Vue Vixens has a format that is also with the, there's NG Girls for Angular, React Girls for React, Pi Ladies. So we may reach out and try to run programs for all of those under our network umbrella. And then we can say we're not necessarily a Vue Vixens chapter, but we are a tech network where we can bring the Vue Vixens in and other groups for women that we can bring together and get everyone coordinated.
I love it. I love it. That sounds amazing. Orlando needs more of that for sure. That would be amazing. We have, I mean, sorry, I'm like stealing all of this, but I mean, we have a ton of like women's, you know, kind of groups that are like factions, and you know, Girl Develop It for us has also been kind of like a well, we're gonna have coffee and codes for a little bit, and that's just it. Like, so yeah, it would be awesome to kind of figure out what's going on. So I would love to have a chat with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
awesome.
I'm curious, who have you been really excited to see today, or the last few days?
Yeah.
Ooh, so many good ones. I think my number one, I talked about this the last time I was on your show, about I love animation, and I really loved, and I mean heart eyes all the way across the room, was Crystal Campione's animation.
Yes.
I loved Sarah's too. The futuristic tech was like, you know, and I'm like, that might be like something that I might not live to see come into popularity. I feel like I'm like, oh my God, that's so far in the future. But yeah, I really, animation, of course, anything animation. I love anything with animation. I'm very psyched to see Miriam Suzanne. I saw her at VueConf last year, and she blew my mind, and I can't wait to see what she comes up with this time. But all of the presenters have been phenomenal so far. Chris Fritz and Divya and Tessa. That was a lot of fun. I love Back to the Future. So Back to the Future
I did
also
see some. We
was
have
like
a TV. We did see a few of the slides.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Doc?
yeah, it was great. It was great how she put all that together with Back to the Future. It made a lot of sense when you add the temporal paradigms that we're all accustomed to from the 80s.
I love that.
But yeah, some of the lightning talks were great too. You know, I caught a couple of lightning talks, and I was really impressed with what people came up with in short spans. It's hard to come up sometimes with short spans.
Mhm.
I'm a very long-winded person. I don't think I can handle a lightning talk. I need a lot of time.
Well, some of those were like, what, 8 minutes?
You should try it.
What was it?
Some of those are like 8 minutes, right?
8 minutes, 10 minutes.
That has to be tough.
It'd be an interesting test to see if you can like narrow it down
Someone,
many minutes. It's hard. It's hard.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Somebody asked me, "Are you going to do a lightning talk?" And I said, "I don't think I could possibly get to the end of a point within 10 minutes. Like, I can't get there. I need at least like 15, 20."
Yeah.
How long was that one? It was the Ignite one. They're saying that it was like, how long was it?
5
minutes, and each slide was like
automated. It would just go by.
Yeah, 20 seconds.
You have to keep up with the slides.
Wow.
Yeah.
I missed that.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That is aggressive. I know that's too much pressure.
Yeah,
Get them interested and then move on.
I get completely like, I'd be like, wait, the slide moved. What am I doing?
Yeah, it was difficult.
That would be me too.
Yeah.
That would be me too.
And I love your hat.
Thank you.
Well, how can we learn more about what you do and who you are?
Yeah.
I really have to work on my public presence. I mean, so far the hat's working out really well.
Just have a website
Like, just
with a
look
picture
for
of the
that.
hat.
Just look for pirate hat, maybe. No. I am on Twitter at. Oh, I got totally made fun of for this because I got this cool Vue conference speaker thing that puts your Twitter handle on the back. When they told me that they had a shirt for me, I said, "You fit my whole Twitter handle on a shirt?" Because it's my full name.
Oh,
Right?
Did
This
they
is my
actually
full. They did. Look, there it is.
it is
yeah, they
the whole
did.
name.
Yeah.
The whole name.
It's
Michele
like-
Cynowicz. It's a good thing there's only one L.
It
Because that'd be
seemed to
another
seem.
character.
It's seam to seam. They like.
Right?
It's perfect.
Right,
Yeah.
it's all the way across my back. Michele Cynowicz. It's the whole name. And somebody said, "Why would you make that your Twitter handle?" And I said, "Look, it was 2008. I had no idea what I was doing." And my boss was like, "Get on Twitter," and I was like, "All right."
It's your name. I mean, I think it makes sense rather than using like Razzle Dazzle 57. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It
That's your
does.
name.
It does.
No offense.
Sorry, Razzle Dazzle
Sorry.
57. Yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody follow Razzle Dazzle 57.
I think
They're good.
I
Good
would
guy.
be surprised if there was a Razzle Dazzle.
I'm sure there is.
But yeah, it's Michele Cynowicz. That's
Yeah. Own it.
and that's the best way to find me and follow what I'm up to.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have that in the show notes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it, Michele.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It
lovely to talk to
was
you
a
again.
good time.
Yeah, and love the hat, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll post a picture on Twitter of the full
Yes.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yes.
Well, you know, it's a real pirate sword.
Okay.
They don't let
Is it
you-
really?
It's a real metal sword. Like they
Where did
never
you
would
wear
have
it?
let me.
You wear that at the fair?
Well, I made this I put this costume together because I was like, I moved to Tampa. That's big on pirates.
Oh,
yeah.
Pirate
Gasparilla?
festivals,
Did you
Gasparilla,
go to the music
Halloween, all this stuff. I was like, there's just all these reasons to have a pirate costume, so I'm just gonna have one.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
We'll link to
yeah.
that.
Yeah, real pirate sword.
Thanks, guys.